I was in the industry lounge at VidCon looking for something to eat when I saw my favorite YouTubers. They make some of the best videos I've ever seen, and of all the people I'd want to collab with, they're at the top of the list. Of course, I'm talking about none other than William Osman and cameraman John. Alright, I know you want to hear about David Dobrik, but hold tight. This'll all make sense in a second. I went over to William and John to introduce myself, and I was really nervous, but they ended up being incredibly nice people. They even traded some cat stickers for one of my pins. If you don't know about their channel, I highly recommend it. One time, they put hoverboard motors on a shopping cart, which is about as dangerous as it sounds, and another time they laser cut a bunch of ham into the shape of Vin Diesel's head. It's very important work. Anyway, it turns out that they brought the shopping cart to VidCon, and William gave me his phone number so we could meet up and play around with it later, which was extra exciting because if I got hurt, can you imagine the clickbait? Robot shopping cart broke my arm? But here's the thing. That night, something happened that was way better than breaking my arm. I saw David Dobrik at a party. The king of clickbait. Obviously, I had to tell him about the shopping cart, but it looked like he was about to leave, so I didn't have much time. I ran over to David and didn't even bother to introduce myself or ask if he had any cat stickers. My friend has a remote control shopping cart that can pop wheelies and would be perfect for your vlog.
What?
My friend put hoverboard motors on a shopping cart. It's in his hotel room. It'd be great for your vlog.
Cool. You want my phone number?
Yeah. I kind of fumbled my phone out of my pocket and handed it to him. To me, the most incredible part of this whole story is how fast he typed his number into my phone. It literally took 2 seconds. I can't explain it, but it was magical. While I was sitting there wondering if there's anything David's not good at, he leaned in and very firmly said,
"Let's do this tomorrow."
And then vanished. I might have just been in shock, but I honestly don't remember him walking away. Now, I know it's hard to believe that someone as cool and very super famous as me would even be fazed by this situation, but I just made a promise to one of the most popular YouTubers ever that another YouTuber, who I just met, would let him use and probably break an expensive thing he built. Please be the good timeline. I ran out of the party all business mode and called William Osman super dramatically.
Oh. Hey man, what's up?
I just met David Dobrik, and I told him he could use the shopping cart in his vlog. When are you free tomorrow?
I think anytime after 2 works.
So I texted my best friend, David Dobrik, the details and went to bed like it was Christmas Eve. The next day, when I was waiting in the hotel lobby with William and John, David wasn't replying to my texts, which is really odd because he normally does, so I was just anxiously waiting for David to text me. This must be how Liza feels. Or felt.
Oof. Too soon.
Ugh, sorry, I'll cut that.
Leave it in. It's funny.
I walked outside to meet everyone, and he immediately started filming. Also, I noticed he does this thing where he holds the camera to his chest so people don't know they're being filmed, but I saw right through that trick. Yeah, best friends are like that. Security kicked us out in record time, which was super impressive because Jonah wasn't even in any real danger yet. So we walked to the front of the hotel, and right as I had this moment of, wow, I can't believe I made all of this happen, we got completely surrounded by people excited to see David and Casey. Oh yeah, did I mention that Casey Neistat was there? You need to know that for when I get to the part where the police show up. So the police showed up and asked who was in charge, and David was all, everyone, I guess, which is like, dude, don't drag me into this. Then the cop asked if we knew we need licenses and insurance to film in public, and Casey, who's a stone cold killer, goes, "Officer, we never even touch a camera without getting a license," and I couldn't help but burst out laughing. And normally cops don't like it when people laugh in their faces, but I'm super white, so it didn't matter. I think that was about the time that an SUV drove by, and Liza Koshy popped her head out of the window to say hi to David real quick, which doesn't matter to the story at all, but I still needed to tell you. Anyway, we ended up going to the parking lot of another hotel that didn't seem to care as much, and David filmed Jonah getting totally shreked by the shopping cart for like half an hour.
It's kind of like being in a bull because he has no control over. Oh my!
That hurt really bad.
Hold on the entire time.
What? Jesus. That might be a wrap.
Mac, I'm gone now.
Cool. So loud. Hold on. Let me move to this other room. This is one clip, one continuous clip. I'm not cutting it because I'm crazy.
No, you know I hate spaghetti.
I think that's it. See you later.